So Tom, do you believe in altruism?
No.
Well, altruism is, just in case you didn't know what it was, is when you do something selflessly, completely selflessly. Tracy wants an omelette, I'm going to make her an omelette. It ain't going to be an altruistic omelette. I'm hoping to get some. So, the way we do it is, put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. The pan is already warming up. Okay, and apparently, put some butter in there as well. Okay. Oh, sounds good, doesn't it? And then what you do is, you get your 3 eggs over here, and you quickly crack them all in. Three eggs, there you go, cracked in there. Now then, if you do happen to get a piece of eggshell, drop in there, like that. You see it, just about, or maybe you can't. Then what you do is you get another piece, a bigger piece of eggshell, like this one. Oh God, it's like snot. And then you pull the first one out with it. Just comes out so much easier than trying to pick it out with your fingers. You just end up chasing it around all over the place. Now this is getting a bit too hot already, so I've obviously mistimed things. Get a little bit of salt to season your omelette. I was going to do a scrambled egg, but this is very similar. I'll do a scrambled egg later, because right now it's an emergency. We need to get an omelette done for the missus. So we do this. Look at that hand action, isn't it absolutely amazing? And what we're going to do, we're going to lower the temperature down. And I know this is an induction hob, but it's the same thing with anything. If you use gas or an electric, ceramic, a ring, whatever, everything you do, if you do it on like a medium for most things, then the chances are you're not going to get things stuck to the bottom of the pan. So we're going to get some ham, because she's wanting ham, and cheese. And I've got my cheese. Let me just chuck these away. Yeah, come here. Boom. And the cheese is there. So we get a knife and a fork, and we cut the ham up. Oh, this is going to be quick. This is going to be really good. Cut the ham up. This might be a bit too much ham actually. But we just cut the ham up nicely like so. Right, and then we also have some cheese over here. So that should be on a medium. We'll do this, and if it's too low you can always bring it up a little bit, but you know, you just don't want things getting stuck to stuff. So, ready? In it goes. The little white blobs you can see there, those yellow blobs, it's just butter that's come off the what do you call it? The fork.
No need to be worried about that.
I just thought I'd mention it just in case. Because people do stress about stuff unnecessarily sometimes. So I've turned it up to about 6 because I don't think it's quite enough. It should start to.
Are there any different kinds of ways to make an omelette?
Well, you have to break some eggs. I don't know.
Well,
this is the way I'm making it.
What I'm asking is, are there like?
Have a look at this. Look. When you put it in, you got to swirl it around. It sort of gives it a nice impression once it starts to cook later on. You know, instead of it being completely flat and plastic looking, if you swirl it around a little bit like this, it actually sort of has sort of wrinkly and sides, and it makes it look a bit more rustic.
What I'm asking is, for the people who want to be a bit more complex and a bit more crazy.
Well, an omelette's an omelette, man.
Yeah, I know, but can they put in any additional?
Oh no, me personally, cheese and peas in your omelette, I think is fantastic.
Any other recommendations?
Well, onion and peppers. Oh, that's nice. Onion and peppers.
So you're putting in some ham anyway, so that's all we're making today.
So this is what we're making. We're making the ham, and I'm going to flip it over, so you don't need to put too much ham on both sides. Yeah, I mean, look, the world is your oyster. I mean, usually anything that you're going to put in there, you would you would cook it first. Like if I was making cheese and onion, then I'd cook the onions first, and then put them in, and then start the omelette, and then chuck the onions in on top, and the whatever else, the cheese, or the cheese and the peas. The peas will actually you could just take the peas straight out of a frozen bag and stick them in the omelette, and they will not cook, but they'll warm up beautifully inside. Therefore, they will be slightly not crunchy, but not totally overcooked and soft. And they actually like little bullets of taste, beautiful. So we get our cheese. See, it is cooking away underneath there. We get our cheese now. We can sprinkle it all around. And this is going to be good stuff because this is seriously strong cheese. And Tracy loves seriously strong cheese. And this is going to take a little bit of time. Now, I don't tend to get this very often. I can get the taste right and everything, but the problem that I have with this is that sometimes when it comes to flipping things over, it doesn't always work out beautifully. A little bit of pepper on the inside for taste. I'm not flipping it. I'm not going to go ching like that. I'm not doing like a pancake thing. I mean when you fold it over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this around a bit. You can see, because it's a beautiful non-stick pan, nothing's getting stuck. The olive oil and the butter, they help obviously, but everything's moving around really nicely. That's why it is so important, no matter what your budget, to always put some money to one side and get yourself a decent non-stick pan. And if you can afford, or if you've got a little job on the side, put away a tenner at a time. In a couple of years you can get yourself an induction hob. They're very good for the environment. It uses electromagnetism to warm up anything that has ferrous steel in it, I think.
Okay.
Metal that is magnetic, in other words. It reacts positively to it. Right, okay, so things are cooking, but if you look, it's still quite yellow looking, a bit nasty. So let's whack it up, because we're getting there. So we're going to whack it up to about 8. Oh, can you hear it buzzing away? I'm going to get a coffee on the go as well. Probably won't be done before we finish. Tracy's mug. One of. Okay, so any questions so far? It's easy, isn't it, an omelette? It's not that difficult, is it?
Not difficult at all. Even having a little insider on how to make coffee if you really want to know.
Yeah, you buy it in a jar. You put 1 heaped spoon into the mug. Tracy likes a sugar. I should have put a sweetener in there. She prefers a sweetener. I completely forgot. My bad. As they say.
Selfish.
As they say in the youth thing. Oh, look, right, we're starting to get a bit of a brownie tinge to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the less heavy side, which will be the side without the ham, and try and just fold it. This is going to go wrong. I can feel it. Just fold it over. Hey. That wasn't too bad, was it? So I've just folded that over now. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is just leave that to cook, because inside you've got your ham, you've got your cheese. You want all your ham. Oh, sorry, you want all your cheese to melt nicely in there, and it will be absolutely flipping lovely, especially if it's been seasoned right. And the trick to a good omelette, to be honest with you, is to not overcook it. It's mainly to find ingredients that go really well together, but also your seasoning. That is the most important thing. So now really we're just waiting for the coffee. The other thing is this: when you do anything, when you use egg in any way, shape or form, alright, like I did in the bowl, if you then stick it straight underneath the tap, the egg will come off really nicely. Cheers, Tom.
No worries.
The egg will come off really nicely, dead easily. But if you don't, and you actually stupidly leave it for a little bit of time, it becomes like bloody cement. So it's always a good idea to actually just give things a quick rinse. So we put this on there. Beautiful. close up. Can you get close up with that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, really, I should have some toast there, but she's on a low carb diet at the moment. So, switch everything else off. So what am I looking for? Right, okay. Now, this doesn't have a filter inside to keep away the scale. So unfortunately, I have to pour this with an actual miniature sieve thing. Oops, there goes the water.
Beautiful.
Bit of milk. Don't need a sieve for the milk. Don't need to filter that because it's not nasty American milk. It's lovely English milk. I've run out of milk. Wouldn't it be great if Mum actually said yes to filming her eating it? What's the chances, Tom?
She'll say no.
She really thinks so.
She's ill, so definitely not.
Right, let me get a tray. So that's it, really. We're all done. Got a tray. Gonna take it up to her, and hopefully later on tonight, everybody happy. See you later. Scrambled egg next.